She regained consciousness in complete darkness, not immediately understanding where she was or what was happening to her. The air around her was stale and heavy. Every breath required effort, while the tight space pressed in from all sides, leaving no sense of movement or escape. Silence surrounded her, dense and absolute, as if the world beyond this place had ceased to exist. At first came unease, followed by fear, and only then the instinctive attempt to breathe more deeply and make sense of the situation. The realization arrived suddenly and without mercy. She was inside a coffin, not as a symbol, not as a nightmare, but in the most literal sense, buried underground. The woman, officially declared dead, woke up 7 days after her own funeral. What initially seemed impossible soon shocked her family, then the entire town, and eventually people far beyond it. This took place in Brazil, in a small village in the state of Bahia, where medical care is often limited to quick examinations and rushed conclusions. 37-year-old Rosângela Almeida dos Santos suddenly felt unwell. Severe seizures began, and within minutes she lost consciousness. Her relatives immediately called a local paramedic. He examined the woman, found no signs of life, and pronounced death caused by a heart attack. No further tests were performed, and the decision was made without hesitation. The death was officially registered, a certificate was issued, and the body was transferred to the morgue. The following day, the funeral took place. Family members, neighbors, and a local priest gathered to say goodbye. The coffin was lowered into the ground, the grave was filled, and a cross was placed above it. Rosângela was laid to rest, and everyone believed it was forever. A week passed. Rosângela's family tried to process the tragedy and slowly return to ordinary life, as much as that was possible. Then, one day, strange sounds were heard near the cemetery. Dull knocking noises and muffled cries, as if they were coming from beneath the ground. At first, no one paid much attention. Some thought it was imagination. Others blamed echoes or distant noise. But the next day, relatives came to the grave themselves and heard the same sounds. After that, the police were called, and the grave was opened. When the coffin was lifted to the surface, it became clear that something disturbing had happened inside. The inner side of the lid was deeply scratched. Rosângela's fingernails were broken and stained with blood. Her body was positioned unnaturally, as if she had been desperately trying to escape. At first, vandalism was considered. However, one of the neighbors admitted that he had heard screams as early as the 3rd day after the burial. After that, it became clear that the situation was far more terrifying than anyone had imagined. When the coffin was opened, Rosângela's body was still warm. Paramedics detected a faint heartbeat and rushed her to the hospital. Doctors could not explain how she had survived for so long without water, food, or fresh air. When she regained consciousness, Rosângela spoke only one sentence. I screamed, but no one heard me. Later, doctors determined that she suffered from a rare condition known as catalepsy. In this state, a person appears completely dead. Breathing is barely noticeable. The pulse is extremely weak, and the body remains motionless, while consciousness may still be present. Rosângela survived, but the consequences were severe. Prolonged oxygen deprivation caused irreversible damage. She lost the ability to speak and move normally. Her family filed a lawsuit against the medical authorities. Several professionals were temporarily suspended. The case sparked widespread public attention. The reactions within the family were divided. Her husband filed for divorce, stating that he could not live beside someone he had already buried. Her mother stayed with her, calling her a gift from above,